Life changes the moment you decide to trust it, not tomorrow, not when things get easier. The shift begins the second you choose to act as if everything is already working in your favor. And before the world shows any proof, before circumstances improve, before doors open, something powerful happens inside you. Your mind unlocks a strength you didn't know you had. Your heart stops fighting battles that no longer belong to you. Your energy rises, your focus sharpens, your spirit becomes lighter. And suddenly life feels different, even if nothing around you has changed yet. This is where everything begins, not with results, not with success, but with the belief that you deserve those outcomes and the trust that they are already on their way. In the next few minutes, you will hear something that can shift the entire way you move through this world. And if you stay until the end, you will gain a perspective that most people never discover in their entire lifetime. A perspective that becomes a quiet superpower, the art of trusting life. Because the truth is simple, people fail not because they are weak, but because they live in a mental state where everything feels like a threat. They expect disappointment. They expect loss. They expect things to go wrong. And their mind becomes a battlefield they never escape. But there is another way to live. A way where you walk with calmness, even when the path is unclear. A way where you move like someone who knows life is carrying them, not crushing them. A way where challenges feel less like punishments and more like preparation. And it all begins with one choice act, as if everything always works out for you. This doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means shaping a better one. It means training your mind to think from a place of power, not fear. When you live with this mindset, something remarkable happens. You stop overthinking every step. You stop doubting your strength. You stop questioning your worth. You start projecting the energy of someone who expects progress, not problems. And the world responds to that energy. People listen to you differently. Opportunities appear more quickly. Your decisions become clearer. Your confidence becomes real. Not forced, not faked, but felt. Because acting as if isn't pretending. It's choosing the version of you that isn't controlled by fear. Trust is not a passive feeling. Trust is an active decision. It is choosing to believe that life is not your enemy, that timing is not against you, that you are not walking alone. It's deciding that you will move forward even when it's dark, even when you don't know what happens next, even when your past tries to pull you backward. And here's the psychological truth. When you act as if life supports you, your brain releases the same chemicals it releases during moments of real safety. Your nervous system calms, your heart rate slows, your focus increases, your creativity rises. Your inner world begins to reflect the life you want, even before that life arrives. This is why trusting life is not weakness. It is not foolishness. It is wisdom. It is strength. It is emotional intelligence. It is understanding how powerful your inner state truly is. Think about it, a mind filled with fear sees nothing clearly. A mind filled with doubt sees nothing possible. A mind filled with trust sees solutions before they appear. Trust changes how you breathe, how you speak, how you respond, how you walk, how you make decisions. It gives you a presence that people can feel. A presence built on calm certainty instead of chaotic fear. And this presence becomes your silent advantage. Because when you rise with the energy of someone who expects things to work out, you stop chasing life and start attracting it. You stop begging for outcomes and start creating them. You stop panicking in the unknown and start moving through it with strength. This is why this mindset is so rare. Most people wait for proof before they trust. But the people who create extraordinary lives trust before the proof arrives. They act as if the outcome is already on its way. And life meets them halfway. So let this be your reminder. You don't need the world to believe in you first. You don't need everything to make sense right now. You don't need a perfect path, a perfect plan, or a perfect moment. You just need the courage to trust that things are unfolding exactly as they should, even if you can't see the full picture yet. And if you stay until the end of this video, you will discover the simple mindset shift that can help you move through life with more strength, more peace, and more faith than you've ever had before. Because once you learn to act as if everything always works out for you, life begins to shape itself around that belief. And from that moment on, your world will never look the same. Most people don't struggle because life is against them. They struggle because their mind has learned to expect the worst. The human brain is designed for survival, not peace. It looks for danger. It looks for threats. It looks for anything that could hurt you. This instinct kept our ancestors alive, but today it keeps most people trapped in fear. When the mind prepares for danger that isn't there, trust becomes almost impossible. This is why so many people walk through life with heavy hearts. They doubt everything they do. They question every opportunity. They wait for something to go wrong, even when things are finally going right. They think they are being realistic, but in reality, they are being controlled by old fears that no longer serve them. These fears shape their choices, their reactions, and even their identity. And this lack of trust doesn't show up only in big moments. It shows up in small, quiet ways. It shows up in hesitating when you should move forward. It shows up in holding back when you should take a chance. It shows up in assuming you're not ready, not good enough, or not capable. It shows up every time life opens a door, but your mind convinces you to walk away. The struggle with trust comes from a deeper belief, the belief that life will disappoint you. Many people have lived through pain, rejection, or failure, so the mind builds a shield to protect them. But what the mind doesn't realize is that the same shield that blocks pain also blocks growth. It blocks joy. It blocks opportunities. It blocks the very experiences that could change everything. Trust becomes hard when your past teaches you to expect struggle. But the past is not a prediction. It is only a memory. When you allow old wounds to shape your future, you give your past more power than it deserves. Trusting life begins with understanding this truth. Your mind isn't trying to hurt you. It's trying to protect you. But protection is not what you need anymore. What you need is courage. What you need is a new belief. What you need is the strength to stop expecting the worst and start opening your heart to the possibility that life is finally ready to work in your favor. When trust feels difficult, the mind needs a new direction. And the most powerful way to shift that direction is by acting as if the outcome you want is already moving toward you. This is not pretending. It is teaching your mind a new identity, a new emotional state, a new way of responding to the world. Human psychology is simple. The body follows the mind, and the mind follows behavior. When you act from fear, your mind strengthens fear. When you act from doubt, your mind strengthens doubt. But when you act from trust, even before you feel it fully, the mind begins to adjust. It starts to believe that you are safe, capable, and ready for the life you desire. Acting is not about forcing positivity. It is about showing your mind a different path. When you stand a little taller, speak with more clarity, or make decisions with calm confidence, your nervous system reacts. Your brain releases signals that match the behavior you're choosing. Slowly, your identity shifts from someone who hesitates to someone who moves with purpose. This is why certain people seem naturally confident. Their confidence didn't come from luck. It came from consistent actions that taught their mind to trust them. And the moment the mind trusts you, life starts to feel less like a battle and more like a journey you can navigate with strength. Acting as if also weakens the power of old stories. Many people carry past experiences that whisper, "You'll fail again," or "You're not enough." But when your actions contradict these beliefs, the mind becomes confused. It can't hold on to the old fear while seeing new evidence of strength. So, slowly, the fear dissolves. Every time you choose trust over panic, you rewrite a piece of your identity. Every time you choose courage over hesitation, you step into a different version of yourself. This version is not controlled by old wounds or old fears. This version moves with intention. This version expects progress. This version believes life is working with them, not against them. And once you begin to act from that energy, life responds. The world starts to open doors you never saw before. Opportunities feel more reachable. Challenges feel less threatening. You begin to experience the quiet power of becoming who you want to be, one action at a time. When you begin acting as if life supports you, your expectations naturally shift, And expectation is one of the most powerful forces in human psychology. The mind moves toward whatever it believes is likely to happen. If you expect failure, you approach life with hesitation. If you expect loss, you move with fear. But if you expect things to work out, your entire internal world reorganizes itself around that belief. Expectation shapes your focus. The brain filters millions of pieces of information every second, but it chooses only what matches your expectations. So when you expect negativity, your mind highlights every problem. When you expect progress, your mind highlights every possibility. This is why two people can face the same situation and see two completely different realities. One sees obstacles. The other sees opportunities. The difference is not intelligence. The difference is expectation. When you expect good things, you make decisions from a calmer place. You speak differently. You think clearly. You take actions that reflect confidence, not panic. And these small shifts change your results in ways most people never understand. People assume success is random, but success is often a direct expression of someone's inner expectations. A strong expectation doesn't remove challenges. It simply gives you the strength to move through them. It stops your mind from collapsing under pressure. It prevents you from giving up too early. It helps you see solutions in moments when fear would normally blind you. Most people don't realize that their expectations are inherited. They carry beliefs shaped by parents, society, failures, or painful memories. But expectation is something you can rebuild. You can choose to expect support instead of struggle. You can choose to expect learning instead of loss. You can choose to expect the outcome to favor you instead of crush you. When you adopt the expectation that things are unfolding for your growth, something inside you stabilizes. Your emotions become less reactive. Your decisions become more intentional. Your path becomes clearer. And life begins to reflect that internal shift. Expectation is not about wishing. It is about aligning your mind with the life you're ready for. When you expect good, you step into a mindset that pulls you forward instead of holding you back. And once that expectation becomes natural, acting as if everything works out for you no longer feels like a belief, it feels like truth. Section 5. How trust removes fear. Fear is the heaviest weight you carry, and it shows up in every decision, every hesitation, and every doubt. It whispers that life is dangerous, that failure is inevitable, and that the world is against you. Most people live in this quiet fear without realizing it, letting it control their actions and define their potential. But trust has a way of dissolving fear from the inside out. When you choose to trust life, you are sending a signal to your mind that it no longer needs to predict danger at every turn. Trust calms the nervous system. It slows racing thoughts. It releases tension in the body. And in that space, fear loses its grip. You begin to respond instead of react. You begin to move instead of freeze. You begin to see solutions instead of only threats. Trust doesn't deny the existence of challenges. It doesn't make problems disappear. It simply shifts your perception. Suddenly, setbacks become lessons. Delays become opportunities to grow stronger. Difficulties become chances to refine your skills and understanding. The unknown stops feeling like a trap and starts feeling like a path you can navigate with courage. The most powerful change comes from repeated practice. Every time you act with trust, even in small ways, your brain reinforces that safety. Your emotions align with the belief that life is not punishing you but guiding you. And with every step, fear becomes less persuasive, less controlling, less defining. Trust also allows clarity to emerge. When fear dominates, decisions are clouded by doubt and hesitation. When trust dominates, you see choices with sharp focus. You act decisively, knowing that even if mistakes happen, life is not against you. You have the resilience to adapt and the confidence to continue. Fear thrives in uncertainty. Trust thrives in acceptance. The more you allow yourself to trust, the less room fear has to grow. And the paradox is simple: the more you trust, the safer you actually feel. Not because life has changed, but because your mind has. This is why trust is not just a mindset. It is a form of liberation. It frees you from the chains of imagined threats and gives you the freedom to move through life with power, clarity, and calmness. When fear no longer drives you, life becomes less about survival and more about growth, exploration, and endless possibility. Many people mistake trust for laziness or surrender, but real trust is not giving up. It is choosing where to place your energy. The desire to control everything comes from fear, from the belief that if you don't manage every outcome, life will fail you. This constant need for control creates tension, frustration, and disappointment. True trust is about releasing that false control while keeping your focus, effort, and discipline intact. Letting go does not mean stopping action. It means stopping resistance to what you cannot change. It means understanding that some results are beyond your immediate influence, and obsessing over them only wastes your energy. When you stop fighting life, you conserve strength for the areas where your action matters most. Discipline becomes sharper, more intentional, and more productive. Control without trust leads to stress. Trust without discipline leads to inaction. The magic happens when both are balanced. You continue to act, continue to improve, continue to give your best, but you no longer panic over outcomes. You no longer tie your peace to circumstances. Instead, you move with confidence, knowing that life supports those who keep walking forward. Letting go also opens space for unexpected solutions. When the mind is rigid, it misses opportunities hiding in plain sight. When the mind trusts and stays disciplined, doors appear that you could not have forced open. Your intuition becomes stronger. Your clarity improves. You begin to recognize paths that previously seemed invisible. Discipline rooted in trust feels different. It is not effort born from fear or desperation. It is effort born from certainty. It is steady, persistent, and aligned. You continue to act, but your actions are guided by a calm belief that your energy is never wasted. Life is responding even when it feels like nothing is happening. The people who achieve extraordinary results understand this balance. They do not cling to outcomes. They do not allow fear to control their steps. They act with precision, consistency, and faith. Letting go of control while maintaining discipline creates a quiet power that transforms ordinary effort into unstoppable progress. Everything you emit carries power. Your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs, they all send signals to the world, and the world responds accordingly. People often underestimate how much their internal state shapes their external reality. When your energy is scattered, fearful, or doubtful, life mirrors that chaos back to you. But when your energy is calm, confident, and trusting, opportunities begin to align in ways that feel effortless. The human mind is wired to detect patterns. It responds to expectation, attitude, and presence. When you carry the energy of trust, your body language, tone, and actions communicate readiness. Your brain starts noticing paths and solutions that were invisible before. Doors that seemed closed begin to open. People respond differently. Opportunities arrive in subtle ways that grow into life-changing results. Acting as if everything works out is more than a mindset. It is a vibration. It signals to your subconscious and to the environment that you are aligned with possibility. Your focus becomes sharp. Your decisions are guided by confidence rather than fear. Every interaction, every choice, and every effort begins to reflect that alignment. Fear and doubt act like heavy chains, slowing every step. Trust acts like wings, lifting your mind to higher perspective. The difference is in the energy you choose to hold. When you move through life with calm certainty, the world conspires in your favor, not because it owes you anything, but because your presence attracts the right conditions for growth. Even challenges behave differently when faced with this energy. Problems stop feeling like insurmountable walls and start feeling like opportunities for creativity, learning, and strength. Life responds to the internal state first, before the external changes appear. This is the hidden truth behind why some people seem to achieve results effortlessly. They are tuned to the frequency of trust, readiness. When you embrace this truth, your daily life transforms. Small decisions become aligned with purpose. Stress loses its hold. Clarity becomes natural. And every step you take moves you closer to the outcomes you desire, not through struggle, but through the quiet, magnetic force of energy held with trust. The unknown has always been the source of fear. Every human instinct wants certainty, wants control, wants a clear map before taking a step. But life is never fully predictable. Every great opportunity, every moment of growth comes wrapped in uncertainty. The people who achieve extraordinary lives are not those who eliminate the unknown. They are those who move forward despite it. Trusting the unknown does not mean ignoring reality or being careless. It means understanding that life often holds possibilities beyond what you can see. When you stop fighting uncertainty, your mind relaxes, your focus sharpens, your energy becomes available to navigate challenges instead of wasting itself on panic. The unknown stops feeling like a threat and starts feeling like a canvas for creation. Every choice you make in uncertainty shapes your character. Hesitation reinforces fear. Action reinforces trust. When you take steps without knowing the outcome, you teach your mind that you are capable, that life is supporting you, and that you can handle whatever comes. Each small act of courage compounds, building confidence and resilience that cannot be taken away. Human psychology shows that people fear loss more than they value gain. This is why the unknown feels terrifying. It is framed as a potential failure. But when you shift your focus from what could go wrong to what could be gained, the unknown transforms from a barrier into an opportunity. Your mind starts scanning for solutions instead of imagining threats. Trusting the unknown also opens doors that certainty cannot. When you cling too tightly to control, life forces itself into predictable patterns. When you relax, you allow creativity, synchronicity, and unexpected opportunities to emerge. The world begins to respond to your openness, and possibilities appear that would have been invisible if fear were in charge. The key is simple: choose to act in alignment with trust, even when the path is unclear. Each step taken with belief and courage strengthens your ability to navigate life's uncertainties. Over time, uncertainty stops being a source of anxiety and becomes a playground of growth, learning, and unexpected blessings. Life has a way of testing trust at the exact moments it is most needed. Challenges arrive. Plans fall apart. Unexpected delays show up. The path you thought was clear suddenly disappears. These moments are not punishments. They are opportunities to prove your belief in yourself and in life. Trust is strongest when it is tested, and the way you respond determines whether fear or faith guides your next step. Setbacks are inevitable. Everyone experiences them. The difference lies in perception. Those who allow trust to guide them see challenges as temporary, as lessons, as signals to adjust, not as reasons to quit. They understand that difficulties are part of the process, not proof that life is against them. The mind trained in trust does not collapse under pressure. It adapts, evaluates, and finds solutions. During testing moments, doubt will try to creep in. Fear will whisper that the struggle is too much, that failure is certain, or that life is unfair. But trust is louder when you choose to act despite those whispers. Every step taken in faith strengthens resilience. Every decision made with calm confidence builds proof within your mind that life is supporting your path, even when circumstances seem to oppose you. Human psychology shows that resilience is built through repeated exposure to challenges with a mindset of trust. The brain learns that difficulty does not equal danger. The body learns that it can handle stress without panic. And the spirit grows stronger because it sees that trust is not naive, it is tested and proven through experience. Even when outcomes are not what you expected, the act of maintaining trust reshapes your internal world. You become less reactive, more patient, and more capable of seeing opportunities hidden within struggle. Life stops feeling like an adversary and starts feeling like a teacher, guiding you toward growth, wisdom, and clarity. Every time you face resistance and continue to trust, you expand the boundaries of what you believe is possible. Tests become milestones. Obstacles become stepping stones. Life begins to respond to the strength of your belief rather than the difficulty of your path. Trust is not built in a single moment. It is strengthened every day through small, intentional habits. The mind responds to repetition, and each act of trust, no matter how small, rewires your brain to expect support, not struggle. Over time, these habits create a foundation that allows trust to become your default state. Start with your thoughts. Notice when doubt or fear arises and consciously replace it with belief in positive outcomes. This is not blind optimism. It is training your mind to see solutions rather than obstacles. Over time, this mental practice changes your automatic reactions, allowing you to respond with calm and confidence instead of panic. Next, pay attention to your words. Speak as if everything is unfolding in your favor. The language you use shapes your internal state. Saying, "I am capable," or "life is guiding me," sends signals to your subconscious, reinforcing trust and diminishing fear. Words carry energy, and when aligned with trust, they create internal alignment that flows into every action. Physical habits also matter. Breathing deeply, standing tall, and moving with intention signals to your nervous system you are safe and prepared. The body cannot separate action from emotion. When your body communicates confidence, your mind begins to mirror that state. Small adjustments in posture, tone, and rhythm strengthen the energy of trust. Another key habit is reflection. Take time each day to acknowledge moments when life worked in your favor, even subtly. Gratitude trains your mind to notice support and abundance. It shifts your focus from scarcity and fear to growth and possibility. This daily practice reinforces the belief that life is aligning with your best interests. Finally, act consistently. Trust grows through action. Take steps toward your goals even when outcomes are uncertain. Each action builds evidence for your mind that life is working with you. The combination of thought, word, body, reflection, and action forms a cycle that strengthens trust and resilience, creating a foundation for extraordinary results. When these habits are repeated daily, trust stops being a conscious effort. It becomes automatic, guiding your thoughts, emotions, and decisions. Life begins to feel easier, clearer, and more aligned with your intentions. Trust becomes the lens through which you see the world, and through this lens, challenges transform into opportunities, and fear transforms into power. Acting as if everything always works out for you is not a strategy. It is a way of being. It is a declaration that you trust yourself, your journey, and life itself. When you carry this energy, you stop running from fear and start walking with purpose. Every decision, every step, every moment becomes guided by calm certainty rather than panic or doubt. Life begins to mirror your inner belief. Challenges no longer feel like obstacles, but like invitations to grow. Setbacks are no longer threats, but lessons shaping your strength. Every moment becomes an opportunity to practice trust, to reinforce faith in yourself, and to prove that life is not your enemy, but your ally. This mindset changes everything. You stop waiting for proof. You stop begging for reassurance. You start moving forward, confident that even when the path is unclear, the next step will reveal itself. Your actions align with your intentions. Your focus sharpens. Your energy radiates clarity and strength. And the world begins to respond to the power of your belief. Trusting life does not mean ignoring reality. It means seeing reality with clarity and acting from a place of inner certainty. It means understanding that fear and uncertainty are temporary, and that your inner state shapes the outcome more than external circumstances ever could. Life unfolds in alignment with the energy you hold. And when that energy is rooted in trust, abundance, opportunity, and clarity become natural byproducts. Acting as if everything works out also transforms your identity. You become someone who does not react to circumstances with panic or doubt. You become someone who responds with purpose, courage, and calm. You become a magnet for possibilities because your mind is aligned with the belief that life is supporting your growth, not hindering it. Carry this belief into every moment. Trust the unseen. Embrace the unknown. Move with courage even when outcomes are uncertain. Understand that every challenge, every delay, and every unexpected twist is working to shape you, prepare you, and guide you. When you act from this energy, life itself begins to open doors, reveal paths, and present opportunities that were always meant for you. Ultimately, the art of trusting life is the art of living fully. Act as if everything always works out, and watch as your world transforms, not through luck, but through the quiet, unstoppable power of belief, action, and trust.